You cannot sit there and tell me that God doesn't exist, because it's completely transformed my life and everything about it. I got myself into an interesting relationship. There would be times when he would say, "Oh, I'll pay this bill, so don't worry about spending that right now." And then it would get to when he got paid and he wouldn't pay the bill. I struggled to sometimes know what was more important. Was it paying off this bill, or was it feeding the kids? But every single time, feeding my kids trumped paying a bill. Obviously that would rack up, which wasn't a nice feeling. There was times where I was stood in the kitchen and I'm like, "Lord, I've got nothing."
This Christmas, 1 in 3 children will be living in poverty.
I decided that I'm gonna call some people and I'm gonna get this sorted, and I'm not gonna live like this anymore. And the first person I called basically said to me, "If you can pay an extra £100 a month, that would be great." And then you've got another one here, and I was like, "Another one? How am I gonna afford Christmas? Like, how am I gonna afford food and by giving you £200? I remember just being like, "I can't do it. I can't. I'm done. I can't." And he recommended CAP. Little does that man know today, he completely saved and transformed my life. I ended up phoning CAP, and it was, "Do you need food? Do you need this? How are you doing for this? We can get you a top up." Like, instantly, like, "How can we help?" I'm like, this woman doesn't even know me. I'm just like, it was just, I know these people are here to help, and they are going to help me, and I'm okay now. It was wonderful.
The food aid had a tremendous impact on Jade and the family. I remember she could go and get some shopping for her and her children, and we cover the cost of it, and it was reassuring to know that her children and Jade herself was going to eat well that week. I'm so thankful that CAP had the scheme available to us.
It felt freeing, and it just was one less thing I had to worry about. Just being able to, the kids go, "Can we have this for dinner?" And being like, yeah, we can actually.
My favourite meal is spaghetti bolognese. It fills my whole body up with excitement.
I can see the difference. They are happier and healthier and have a spring in their step, so it's lovely.
With their practical needs met and a solution to her debts, Jade could begin to explore her questions about faith.
Margie and Ben came on one of their visits, and they asked me how things were going. At that point, my son was really struggling. He had some medical issues, and they said, "Oh, well, we'll pray about it." And I was like, okay. That next day, it just stopped, and it was a noticeable stop. Like, he had suffered for 2 years in pain. They'd prayed and my son was healed. Before CAP to my life now, you cannot sit there and tell me that God doesn't exist, because it's completely transformed my life and everything about it. It's positive, and I'm excited for Christmas, doing really, really well with my money. I'm excited to be together with our new family, and just presents and laughter and Jesus. It's exciting.
Merry Christmas!
Thank you so much for your support for myself and my children. But the reality is, many more parents and children will go hungry this Christmas. So please, will you consider helping?
Will you provide vital emergency food aid to a family in need this Christmas? Donate today at capuk.org/Christmas 2025.